Life often feels like a series of relentless tests, doesn't it? Trials that seem to come one after another, challenges that feel insurmountable, and moments when you question why you have to endure so much. But what if these trials aren't just random hardships? What if they are part of something much greater, a divine purpose set in motion by God Himself? The truth is, the struggles you face aren't accidents or mistakes. They are purposeful tests. Tests meant to refine you, strengthen your faith, and align you with the greater calling that God has on your life. You're not here by chance, and what you're going through is not in vain. God's plan for you is bigger than any trial you've encountered. He's molding you through these challenges, shaping you into the person you are meant to be. Just like gold is refined through intense heat, your faith and character are refined through the trials you face. They aren't designed to break you. They're designed to build you up, to strengthen your spirit, and to draw you closer to the divine purpose He's calling you to. You may be walking through seasons where the weight feels too much to bear and the road ahead seems unclear. But in those moments of hardship, God is not absent. He is with you, working behind the scenes to prepare you for what is to come. You're not alone. Every step, every tear, every trial is part of the bigger picture God is painting in your life. He is with you, strengthening you, guiding you, and equipping you for something far greater than you can see right now. If this message resonates with you, if you've ever felt that your struggles are leading to something greater, then I encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe. By doing so, you're aligning yourself with the message, saying, I believe God is working in my life. And if you feel like you've been facing these trials alone, remember you are not alone. God is here with you, and He's walking every step with you. Comment Amen if you feel His presence, and let's dive into how these tests are preparing you for a greater purpose. There are moments in life that feel like they should be the end moments, when the weight of the world presses down on you so heavily that it seems impossible to keep going. For many, those moments would be the breaking point. Yet against all odds, you're still standing. You, chosen one, have survived what should have destroyed you. The world may not have noticed your survival, and people may not have seen the battles you fought in silence. But heaven recorded every tear, every moment of struggle, every ounce of strength it took to keep going. And through it all, God was there holding you, shaping you, and preparing you for a purpose far beyond your understanding. Survival through the unseen is one of the greatest miracles of all. The world often measures success by visible results, by the things others can see and praise. But your survival was not about the applause of the world. It was about something deeper, something spiritual that no one could see, but that God knew all along. You were fighting battles that no one witnessed, enduring trials that others couldn't comprehend. There were moments when you felt like you were breaking down, when everything around you seemed to crumble, but somehow you didn't fall apart. You stood tall, you kept going, and now you're here, still standing, still moving forward. That, my friend, is no accident. That is the hand of God at work in your life, even when you didn't know He was there. Every hardship you faced, every challenge that seemed insurmountable, was part of God's design to refine you. He didn't let those trials destroy you because He knew the strength He had placed inside of you. What should have broken you, what should have knocked you down and left you defeated, only served to strengthen your spirit. You didn't collapse under the weight of your trials because God's strength held you up. It was God's unseen power moving behind the scenes that allowed you to survive. You were never alone in those moments. While the world may not have seen it, God was right there beside you, guiding you through every dark season, every moment of despair, every trial that seemed to threaten your very existence. God's unseen strength is the true power behind the chosen one's endurance. While others saw only the surface, your tears, your pain, your exhaustion, God saw the strength He was building in you, the strength to endure what others would have crumbled under, the strength to keep going when the road ahead seemed endless, the strength to rise again even when you had no energy left. It was God's power, His presence and His love that held your spirit together, even when everything around you seemed to be falling apart. Every time you thought you couldn't take another step, God gave you the strength to keep moving forward. When you felt like your heart would break, He was there mending it piece by piece. The survival you've experienced is not just about your own strength. It is about the unseen strength of God that never left your side. The miracle of endurance is something the world may never fully grasp. People may not see how hard it was for you to keep going, how many nights you spent crying, how many days you questioned whether you would make it through. But God saw it all. He saw every tear you shed, every silent prayer you whispered, every moment you fought through exhaustion just to keep moving. Enduring trials in silence when no one was there to encourage you or see the weight you were carrying is one of the greatest miracles. The chosen one didn't just survive these trials, they grew through them. They didn't remain the same person that they were before. Each trial, each moment of hardship refined them, matured them, and drew them closer to the person God was shaping them to be. God wasn't just preserving you through your struggles, He was refining you through them. Each battle you faced, each disappointment you endured, was part of the process that would eventually lead you to your divine purpose. The truth is, breaking through the breaking point doesn't just mark survival, it marks transformation. While others may have been broken by similar struggles, you were shaped into something stronger and more spiritually awakened. The same trials that seemed to break others down only served to elevate you. They refined your character, deepened your faith, and taught you lessons that couldn't have been learned any other way. You didn't just survive, you broke through. You emerged from your struggles as a new person equipped with wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of God's plan for your life. And though it may have seemed like everything was falling apart, what was really happening was that God was building something in you that no storm could ever destroy. Testimony through survival is one of the most powerful ways God moves in our lives. Your life is not just a testament to your own strength, it is a testimony to God's faithfulness. When people look at you and wonder how you made it through what you've endured, you can confidently say, "It wasn't me, it was God." Every battle you survived, every challenge you overcame is proof that God's promises are true. Even when the world doubted, even when others questioned whether God was still present, you became the evidence. Your survival is the answer to the world's question of whether God still moves, still heals, and still works through His people. Your life is the proof that God does not abandon His chosen ones. You are living testimony that God's grace is sufficient, His strength is unshakable, and His love endures through every storm. So, chosen one, stand tall and recognize the miracle of your survival. What should have destroyed you only made you stronger. What others saw as defeat was really the most powerful testimony of God's sustaining power. And now, as you step forward into the fullness of your purpose, know that your survival is just the beginning. The trials you've faced have prepared you for a greater purpose. You didn't just survive the storms, you were prepared by them. And now, with God's strength and power, you will walk boldly into the destiny He has called you to fulfill. Your survival is proof of God's faithfulness, and it's time for the world to see the full manifestation of His power through your life. The journey of the chosen one is anything but conventional. If you look at your life from a human perspective, you may find that your rise defies logic, that it doesn't align with the typical rules the world adheres to. You've overcome obstacles that would have crushed most people. Yet despite it all, you continue to rise. Against all the odds, you stand taller with every challenge, and every trial has only prepared you for the next phase of your journey. You may have even questioned your own ability to rise, yet here you are, proof that God's plan for you is unstoppable. Your rise against the odds doesn't fit the typical narrative. While others with similar resources, opportunities, and support systems seem to have it easy, your path was anything but straightforward. You've been faced with challenges that seemed insurmountable, with obstacles that would have stopped others in their tracks. But you kept going. You kept pushing forward even when the road ahead seemed impossible, even when everything around you suggested that you should turn back, that you should give up. But you didn't. You rose and you kept rising. Every challenge, every setback, every painful moment didn't define you as a failure. It refined you as a person of strength, a person of purpose, a person chosen by God. What others saw as your downfall, God used as your rise. Your faith, your trust, and your obedience to God were the fuel that propelled you forward. While others may have had the luxury of easy roads and smooth paths, your journey wasn't like that. It was filled with mountains that you had to climb and opposition that you had to overcome, but with each step, God was with you. He was molding you, shaping you, and preparing you for the greatness He had already ordained for you. You didn't need the same resources or support that others had, because your faith was more powerful than any obstacle. Your obedience to God has carried you further than any worldly advantage ever could. Where others faltered, you stood firm, knowing that your strength wasn't your own. It was God's strength working through you. The chosen one's rise doesn't just reflect their own will or effort. It's a testament to the favor that doesn't make sense. When you step into places where you weren't supposed to be, when doors open that should have remained closed, it's not because of anything you've done to earn it. It's the favor of God that follows you. Favor that doesn't make sense to the world. The favor that takes you into rooms you didn't belong in, into positions you never thought possible, and into opportunities that others could only dream of. While others might question your rise, wondering how you made it so far, the truth is that it's God's favor at work in your life. When favor follows you, it doesn't just show up in tangible blessings. It's the peace in your heart when everyone around you is anxious. It's the strength you find when you feel exhausted. It's the confidence that rises within you when you feel like you don't have the qualifications. The favor of God takes you further than your efforts could ever take you. It opens doors that no one else can open and positions you in places where only divine positioning can explain how you got there. The chosen one's rise is not just a result of human effort or striving. It's the result of God's perfect timing and purpose. The doors that have opened for you, the connections you've made, and the opportunities you've had weren't based on your credentials. They were based on God's calling on your life. God's divine positioning in your life is the reason you've been able to rise. It's not because of your own strategy, nor because you've played the game the way the world would have you play it. No, it's because God positioned you. He's been at work behind the scenes, orchestrating your steps long before you even knew it. When others didn't believe in you, God was already making a way. When the world overlooked you, God was already preparing the right people and opportunities for you. He marked you for elevation long before anyone knew your name, long before you even saw the doors He was preparing for you. This divine positioning isn't about luck. It's about God's divine timing and plan. What seems impossible to the world is unseen elevation in the eyes of God. This rise is not about the steps you took or the plan you created. It's about the unseen hand of God guiding you every step of the way. His divine plan is unfolding, and though the world may not understand it, you are walking in your purpose step by step under His divine direction. You're rising, not because of what you've done, but because of what God is doing through you. You are a living testimony that when God chooses someone, no force on earth can stop their destiny. No matter how many obstacles, no matter how much opposition, when God has called you to rise, nothing can stand in your way. Your rise is proof that God's plan will always prevail. The world may try to dismiss your journey. They may try to attribute your success to luck, circumstances, or chance. But deep down you know the truth. It's God's divine plan that is unfolding in your life. He chose you for such a time as this. You didn't rise because of your own strength, your intelligence, or your resources. You rose because God positioned you exactly where you needed to be. He opened the doors. He made the way. He brought the right people into your life. And now you are walking in His divine favor and elevation, a testimony to His sovereignty and His perfect timing. Every step you've taken, every door that has opened, every breakthrough you've had, it's all part of God's plan. His unseen elevation in your life is a reminder that when God chooses someone, no human opposition, no external circumstance, and no doubt can stop what He has set in motion. Your rise is not by chance, it's by divine design. And so, chosen one, as you continue your journey, know that your rise doesn't make sense to the world. It's not meant to. It's meant to show the world that God still chooses, still elevates, and still moves through His people. Your life is a living testimony that when God has a plan for you, nothing can stop it. Keep rising, keep walking in faith, and keep trusting in the divine positioning that has already marked your life for greatness. In a world full of noise, chaos, and constant uncertainty, the peace that the chosen one carries is something extraordinary, something that can't be bought or manufactured. It's a peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances, and it isn't swayed by fear, anxiety, or the tumultuous waves of life. The peace that resides within the chosen one is unshakable. It's a peace that remains firm even in the face of adversity. A peace that cannot be moved by the winds of doubt, fear, or external turmoil. It's a peace that goes beyond the surface level, beyond temporary relief, and settles deep in the soul. Unshakable peace is not about escaping the storms or ignoring the challenges that life throws your way. It's not about living in a bubble where everything is perfect and nothing ever goes wrong. Rather, it's a peace that stands strong in the midst of the storm. The chosen one has learned that peace doesn't mean the absence of problems. It means having a heart that remains at rest no matter what is happening around you. It's a peace that remains constant even when your world seems to be falling apart. This peace isn't dependent on what's happening outside of you. It's grounded in what is happening inside of you. It's a peace that reflects a deeper truth, a truth that you are not alone, and that God's presence is with you walking through every storm by your side. The peace that you carry is something that cannot be shaken or stolen because it doesn't come from the things of this world. This peace transcends human understanding because it comes from something greater than the world can offer. While the world offers temporary comfort or fleeting happiness, the peace you carry is eternal, constant, and rooted in the presence of God. You've learned to face life's challenges with a calm assurance, knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have a source of peace that is unchanging and unwavering. This peace is unshakable because it is built on the foundation of your relationship with God, and no storm, no trial can alter the foundation of His love and presence in your life. The source of this peace is found in the deepest connection you have with God. It is not something you can achieve through worldly means or external sources. This peace comes from intimacy with God and is refined through the trials you've endured in the wilderness. The wilderness may have seemed like a barren place, a place of hardship and struggle, but it was in that place that your peace was cultivated. You learned to rely on God when nothing else made sense, when the world seemed saint and when you felt alone. It was in those moments of testing that God's presence became the very source of your peace. This peace is not superficial. It's not a fleeting moment of calm that disappears as soon as the storm hits again. No, this peace is deep-rooted and enduring. It is born out of the struggle, born out of the moments when you had nothing else to hold on to except God's promises. It is the peace that remains even when you've been through the fire and come out refined, not burned. The trials you've faced didn't destroy you, they deepened your peace. You've learned to carry this peace not because life is easy, but because you've learned to trust in God through every season, both the calm and the storm. This peace is your anchor, a constant reminder that no matter what happens, you are secure in God's love and care for you. Peace as a testimony is perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of what you carry. It's not just for your benefit, it is a testimony to others of God's presence in your life. While the world may be overwhelmed with fear, anxiety, and chaos, you walk with an inner peace that others cannot explain. Your peace speaks louder than words. It is a living testimony of God's faithfulness and provision. When others look at your life and see you standing strong in the face of challenges, they can't help but wonder how you do it. They may see the same problems, the same storms, and yet you seem to walk through them with a calm assurance that they can't comprehend. This peace is not about avoiding problems or ignoring the realities of life. It's about maintaining an unshakable center through them. It's about remaining grounded in the truth that God is with you and that He is in control no matter what circumstances arise. The peace you carry becomes a powerful witness to those around you. It's a peace that doesn't make sense to the world, but it makes perfect sense when you understand the source of it, God's presence. You've endured the fire, the struggles and the heartaches, but you've come out with peace instead of bitterness, hope instead of despair, and strength instead of weakness. This peace is earned. It wasn't granted to you after comfort or relief, it was forged through the storms you've weathered. The chosen one doesn't simply survive the trials, they thrive in them, because of the peace that God gives them in the midst of it all. Endurance through the fire is what has built this peace within you. It wasn't in the moments of comfort that your peace grew, it was in the moments when the storms raged and you had to stand firm. The fire refined your heart, tested your faith, and strengthened your spirit. You have faced seasons of darkness, seasons of loss, and seasons of doubt, yet through it all, you have remained at peace. Your peace was not born from a lack of struggle. It was born from God's faithfulness in the midst of those struggles. Divine peace as a magnet is the natural result of carrying such a powerful and unshakable peace within. When you walk into a room, when you interact with others, your peace radiates from within you. It shifts the atmosphere and draws others to the presence of God. People may not understand why you are so calm, why you are so centered, why you seem unaffected by the chaos around you, but they are drawn to it. They may not know it, but they are being drawn to God's Spirit through your peace. This peace makes you a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope for those who are lost, confused, or overwhelmed. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about allowing God's presence to shine through you, even in the most difficult circumstances. Your peace is a testimony to others of what it looks like when God is at the center of your life, when His love and strength sustain you, and when you trust in His plan above all else. People will ask, how can you stay so calm when everything around you is falling apart? And your answer is simple. It's not about what's happening around me. It's about who is with me. God's peace is my anchor. It is my strength. And it's the peace that allows me to face any storm without being shaken. That is the peace you carry. That is the peace that draws others to you. That is the peace that transforms lives, because it's the peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Let this peace be your testimony, chosen one. Let it be the evidence of God's presence in your life, a powerful witness to His ability to bring peace in the midst of chaos. Let it speak for you when words fail. When others see your peace, they will know that God is alive, that He still moves in the lives of His people, and that His peace is available to all who trust in Him. Chosen one, you're not just living your life, you're living evidence that God is real, that He is still alive, still working, and still moving in the lives of His people. The trials you've faced, the struggles you've overcome, and the strength you've found in God's presence are all testimonies of His divine work in your life. Your very existence is a sign that God is still active in this world, still choosing, still refining, and still revealing His glory through those who trust in Him. Your life is a living proof that God doesn't just work through ancient stories in the Bible. He works through people like you in real time right here and now, in a world that often questions whether God still chooses and uses people for His divine purposes. You are the sign they've been waiting for. Your rise from obscurity, your survival through hardships, and your unwavering faith are proof that God still chooses His people, that He still calls, equips, and elevates those who trust in His timing. When others see your life, they see God's power at work. They see His ability to restore, redeem, and use broken people for His divine purpose. You are living testimony that God's plans for His people have not ended. They are still unfolding in the lives of those who remain faithful to Him. What's even more powerful is that you don't need to preach or shout from the rooftops for the world to see God's presence in your life. Your life is the sermon. You don't have to use words to tell people about God's goodness. Your actions, your perseverance, and your faith speak louder than any sermon ever could. When others look at you, they see the proof of God's work in real time. They see the strength you carry, the peace you embody, and the love you give despite the challenges you've faced. That in itself is the message. You don't need to try to convince anyone your life is the message. But this testimony is not just for you. Your rise, your peace, your forgiveness, and your faith are not just for your own benefit. They are meant to inspire and encourage those around you who may be doubting God's presence in their lives. Your story serves as a beacon of hope for anyone who has wondered if God still moves, if He still answers prayers, if He still walks with His people. Your life is a testimony to them, showing them that God's presence is real, His power is unmatched, and His love never fades. When they see you stand tall after every trial, when they witness your peace in the midst of chaos, and when they hear about your ability to forgive even those who hurt you deeply, they are witnessing the proof that God is at work in the world today. Now, as you continue on your journey, stand firm in the knowledge that your life answers the world's doubts. You are not just a survivor, you are a testimony. When the world asks, "Where is God?" your life says, "Right here with me." When they wonder if God still heals, still restores, still calls people to greatness, your life stands as undeniable proof. Father, we thank You for the chosen one's life, for the strength, resilience, and faith that You have placed in them. We praise You for Your continuous work in their life and for the testimony they are to the world. May their journey continue to shine as a beacon of Your love, power, and presence. We ask for Your continued guidance and protection, that they may walk in Your purpose and fulfill the divine calling You have placed on their life. Chosen one, stand firm in your faith, knowing that your life is a divine message to those around you. You are the living proof that God is real, still choosing, still working, and still moving in this world. Let your life continue to be a testimony of God's greatness, and may your journey inspire others to walk in His truth and purpose. Amen. As you go forward, remember that you are a walking, breathing testimony of God's goodness. Keep walking in faith, sharing your story, and inspiring others to see God's work in their own lives.